welcome to the Reckless Podcast with Aaron and Damo. We are two old friends who went to middle school and high school together. We were roommates in college, and so we decided to add our voices to the nationwide and worldwide conversation. And we bring you the Reckless Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. We're back to having some guests on with us today.
Yeah, we got John, one of my best friends.
What's up?
And my cousin, Marcus. Talking about some good old Twitter quotes.
Twitter
quotes.
Yeah.
Twitter is pretty impactful, man. And we have come to learn over the years that there's certain people you don't mess with on Twitter.
No,
That's right.
Not on Black Twitter.
No.
Because you are going to, somebody's coming for you if you come for them.
And so, we define Twitter quotes as a group of or fan base of individuals who are adamantly defending and attacking other people who criticize the people who they support,
Right.
And so Beyonce is has a big Twitter following.
The Bayhive.
No, it's
The Bayhive.
The Bayhive.
Yeah.
You're asking for them to come after you.
Yeah, you're already asking for
right.
it.
Her name is Beyonce. Her name is Beyonce.
That's what they call it. You got to the progression of her name since she's become a solo artist.
The metamorphosis.
At least be logical. Why are you going to be the Bayhive if her name is Beyonce?
Logic cult.
Right. I guess that don't work.
For logic here, are we?
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't know, when she came out with the Lemonade video, she was talking about what Becky with the good hair.
Yeah, there were so many casualties. I mean,
Right.
within hours, Rachel Ray
Taking the L.
trying to cook a meal and her phone exploded.
Right.
For what?
Yeah, they let her have it.
They let her have it just because one letter and her entire Twitter box was full. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't even her, though. That was the funny thing about it. It was some lady named Rachel Roy who was the person who that she was attacking. But they attacked Rachel Ray thinking it was her.
Close enough.
Right.
Well, it has nothing to do with logic.
Right.
Like when you're going after somebody that the masses come together, they just attack somebody. Logic is not playing a part in
So
it.
speaking of logic, I had the pleasure of going to Walmart this morning.
Oh man.
And yeah, it was for the podcast.
Probably plenty of Hive members there.
It was for the podcast. I mean, so I realized we didn't have another tripod, so I was like, you know what? I looked last night and
we had a little wimpy tripod
Right.
that we tried to work with last time.
It wasn't working.
It was shady, man.
And so I went on.
saw it in action this
Went to
morning.
get the Walmart quality, but
Right.
Right.
putting it out there.
It's a step up. It's a step up.
Okay.
So I looked last night and I saw that they had the tripod there, and so it was like, I'm going in the mornings right before the podcast. So we record early, so I had to get there super early. So like 7:30 in the morning at Walmart. And so I get there, get the item, get to the back, and I talked to the guy. He's like, I was saying that this is $28, but online it says $18. He's like, oh, don't worry, man, we don't price match anymore, but we'll honor the price on the website. So obviously, I'm like, all right, cool. Get to the.
You should have taken him to the front.
Right.
Come on, bro.
Come with me, sir.
Hold my hand.
That started the journey right there. And so I got to the register,
don't.
and then the guy said, we don't price match. And I'm like, well, the guy in the back said, you price match the website. And I said, here it is, $18. We don't price match that either. I'm like, okay. And so he was like, well, you can talk to my manager. So he brings some lady over. We don't price match nothing. You see the sign? As of August 1st, we don't price match nothing. I'm like, why are you yelling at me? Like, I don't understand. Like, I just want what you say you have on the website.
Last episode I said I haven't told anybody to go to hell all summer. She may have gotten
I like how
close, man.
I like how the first guy you talked to, you just kind of explained it, but you went into full character for the lady that you encountered. Like the full.
And that's how she was. I was like, come on now. And so this is halfway through the story. So I said, all right, you know what? I see. You want me to? I see you can have it pick up
In-store pickup. Yeah.
And so I started to create an account, and I put the password as Walmart stupid, and I was like, so
log in, everyone.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna see if I can find customer service and go talk to them. And so I told the dude, I said, leave that there, I'm coming back for it. And so went to customer service. Obviously, customer service line is moving super slow. and no one's moving.
7:30 in the morning.
And there's two people in front of me, and it's had to be like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, come on now. And so I grabbed somebody, and one of the sales associates, and she said, I said, is there another manager other than that lady? And she said, the guy's name was like Madupa or something like that. He's the manager. And I said, so she's not even the manager? The guy called over.
He said she was the muscle, not the manager.
Right. And so
In her heart.
right.
And that's because that's what you
striving
manage
for
your
it.
heart.
And so I'm like, all right. So they didn't have an intercom system at the customer service desk, which is dumb. And so she took me to the fitting room
What
area.
kind of hood Walmart?
This is in Bowie.
Yeah, I thought it was
Oh
Clinton.
yeah, that is the hood
I
Walmart.
thought
Yeah, I
it
was
was
gonna
Clinton. I would
say.
have guessed
And I
Clinton.
went to Bowie saying, I'm not gonna go to Clinton because Clinton the hood. I ain't gonna do that. We ain't the hood, but it's not as nice as Bowie. Anyway,
Taking a lot of shots of your viewers
Hey,
right now. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sorry if you live in Clinton. But
There's no Walmart.
I used to
Hive,
live
so
near
you're
Clinton.
fine.
I'm there. I'm from there. Fort Washington, Clinton. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, now he's rep. Now he's rep.
Trying to clean it up a little bit. No Twitter backlash.
All internal
Yeah, I don't
road.
want no Twitter thugs after me. But so she took me to the fitting area, and then some old lady there, and they're talking about
Fitting area.
right where the intercom system was.
It's getting interesting.
Give him a full tour of the Walmart.
Right, or strip search. What's happening?
She wasn't there.
Yikes.
And so she calls a guy, can you come to the fitting area? And so I know that means he ain't coming because he said, it's a customer in the fitting area who needs your assistant. He ain't coming no
I guarantee you
time
that's code.
It
Right.
is.
exactly.
That's what they take.
Come-
people
That's
to.
code to go hide.
That's
Right,
code
until
for
they
like
leave.
go missing.
Until I get tired and go home. And so while I'm there, the lady said, I don't know what's wrong with this fitting room. Apparently somebody peed in the fitting room.
Yep.
And they decided to clean it up right in front of me with paper towels and disinfectant spray. And just left the paper towels right in front of the door.
Yep.
And I'm like, really? And so after like another 10 minutes, she eventually...
The home section was right there. They could have got a mop.
I don't understand.
I digress.
It's
Continue your
Walmart.
story.
You got mops. And so so she ended up taking me to some other sales associate and explain that maybe she can help you. And so I said the spill and everything. She said, you got to do online checkout and then but they don't open till 10. And they got a shop for you and you can't. So I'm saying if I at least do it online, you can go get it for me right now. And I can
Right.
just pick up what I had. That's not the case.
No, yeah.
And
yeah,
so-
people that are
For
signed to do
$10.
that.
All this for $10.
Yeah, for 10.
I wasn't paying $28 for that stupid tripod.
It's like, I ain't paying the 10.
And at that point, it was just like,
Yeah,
man,
I'm committed.
I'm
now.
committed.
Right.
So finally, I get somebody who has some sense, and it was the actual store manager, not like assistant managers and all that kind of stuff. He's like, yeah, who told you you couldn't do that? I'll take
Every
care.
single
Right.
person.
I said, I'll take care of it right now. And so what he does is pass me off to an assistant manager who doesn't talk to me and just walks me over to the register and just I can tell he was brewing in his head. And so eventually, like the guy, he had the sales associate that I was dealing with before do the price match.
Mm-hmm.
And then here it comes. It's for future references. For future references.
This is a one-time only.
Exactly. That's his exact words. And he said,
Yeah.
you got to check it in and then we'll have it delivered for you. And I said, well, and then he said, yeah, Amazon, if they had a store. And I'm like, well, they don't have a store. They would have, there's a separate system. You have a price online and you have a price in the store. I said, well, actually, like I go to Best Buy often. And if they have something on their website, they honor it in the store. Oh, well, that's just how no, that's not how businesses do it. And so he arguing with me about that. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm trying to walk away. And he's still, next time for future references and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
That's a very loose definition of price match. Because usually, like, if you come from, like, a competitor,
Right.
and they're like, hey, H.H. Gregg has this.
Exactly.
What you got? If it's your stuff, that's not a price match. That's your
You're
that's
honoring
your price.
your own price.
We're competing with each other.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. The store is competing with the website. It
You got-
reminds me of,
they have intramurals with the online store, and it's in-house civil war.
Well, sometimes sometimes companies outsource their online presence. So like I had that situation with like Sports Authority and Dick's Sporting Goods where the stuff that they had online was completely different from what they had in the store. But in this case, Walmart has an inventory system that
Exactly.
lets you know what's in the store, when you can go get it, So it's all connected. It doesn't make any sense.
Cell phone companies do that too, though. If you go in store versus like calling the customer service, they can offer like different deals
I'm not giving Walmart any excuse. I hate you, Walmart.
until you need something.
Yeah.
I know,
Next
right?
time.
Until I need another tripod.
I can't stand you, Walmart. But you know, it reminded me. I've been watching like The Office again.
Yeah.
You know,
I did that too.
It reminded me
One of the
when-
best shows of all time.
Right. It reminded me
Still
when
out
what's that? What's the kid name? The intern when he got
Ryan.
He became Michael's job. I
Yeah,
mean Michael's
yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
Grew the beard out.
All right, and then he started like pushing the website.
Yeah.
And then they were competing.
Yeah. Right. Dwight was competing against
Right.
the robot.
I beat you internet.
Yes.
And then it was funny because then they started like having to input their sales
Yeah.
as like website sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of this because they didn't want people to come to the store and get the online price. They want you to shop online.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
But Office was a great show.
It was.
Great show.
Yeah. I mean,
I watch it once a year.
That show had like a cult-like following.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
yeah.
I was part of that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that cult.
Similar to some of these Twitter cults, and so there are a lot of shows out now that have these cult followings. I think we're all familiar with Game of Thrones in particular.
Oh yeah. Thrones.
An amazing.
It's just
show.
Thrones.
Yeah,
Thrones.
There's a couple of hashtags that if you follow, it's more of a like urban perspective
Right.
on these shows. So
Yeah.
it's hashtag Dem Thrones.
Yeah.
Them Thrones.
Yeah.
Look it up. Hashtag. There's a couple other shows. Hashtag for Mr. Robots. Hashtag That Robot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For
You gotta stay informed.
Penny Dreadful. Hashtag Dem Dread. So it's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And so where are we at with Game of Thrones? Like
We're at probably the last 2 episodes were the best episodes
Epic.
of the entire series, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so much stuff had happened throughout the season. I mean, you forget about Hodor. You forget about. I mean,
Yeah.
Yo.
it was just a fantastic
Hodor.
season.
Things that were planted season 1 that you thought were just throwaway
They just
things.
unearthed them.
3 years
Fan
later,
service.
blow your mind.
Yeah.
And that's what makes that show so great. HBO does it right, though.
yeah,
you
they
know what I'm
do.
saying? They
Absolutely.
Sopranos, The Wire,
Yeah.
like
Wire was-
shout out to the
Oh yeah.
shout
you
out
Oh,
to
yeah.
the
was on the wire. We got a
We
celebrity,
got a celebrity
in the midst.
here.
Celebrity
Check
in
the
midst.
credits.
Boardwalk. Check his IMDb page. You know,
I was also on House of Cards.
Oh yeah.
Featuring Aaron to my left. So
Uh-huh.
check us out. Didn't have a speaking role, but
You had enough role.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got in front of the
He got in front of the-
strategically positioned myself in front of the camera.
What was funny was I think they fixed it, but when I went and watched this,
I remember seeing Aaron on there.
Yeah, because so we were off and we decided to do House of Cards and everything. So we were in Baltimore doing it because they don't show it in DC. Actually, they don't film it in DC. If you didn't know that, but anyway, so this guy, we had to do like a protest scene out front of like Frank Underwood's house, and so we're supposed to be on one side of the street,
Right.
and so they pull up in the SUV going up the street, and you see it's barricaded. And so Marcus is protesting on one side. Yeah. You see him with the poster and everything.
Picket sign. Yeah.
The picket sign and everything. And then all of a sudden they pan to the next side of the street or the other side of the street, and then he's on that side too. I'm like, how are you doing that? And so they
Hey, that's the trick of editing.
Yeah.
right.
He's the extra
Do
that
more
gets
with
sent
less.
home for being overzealous.
No, but it was because we were there and I ran to one of my buddies there. I was like, let's go over here because I just happened to see the way the camera was panning.
Right.
And eventually we saw that it was actually supposed to be the point of view of the woman that was in the vehicle.
Right.
And the camera was panning at this specific area. I was like, let me give it a shot. So I got in front of the camera, started waving my picket sign. And just give them the best angry face I can possibly give so that when they're running the tape, they're like, let's go with that one.
Right.
And they did.
Typical
Because her
angry
eyes
black
were
man, huh?
kind of
There you go.
focused in on mine. So
You're like, we like this guy. Let's
took
use
the
him
opportunity
twice.
there. And,
Wait,
made
did
it
you
the
drop
best
the
of it.
glasses the second time?
I
So you
did. I
look
should have
different?
just threw them at the car. I might have got kicked out at that point. But
It was
no, it was a cool experience. The thing about, I've never done a full acting, but it's just a long day.
Long day.
Like,
I've heard that.
same thing with The Wire. You're just shooting the same scene
Over and
over and over. You
Yeah.
really, much respect to actors and the craft because it takes a lot out of you. I mean,
Did they let you keep that police uniform?
they did not let me keep that police.
Get them
I
props
could have
right.
got myself in a lot of trouble. But like some of the actors were sleeping on set. It was pretty cool to see. Like, yeah, they're probably pretty exhausted, but then they wake up, they perk up, and they just knock out the scene. True professionals.
You know, it's funny. We may be able to get Trey Chaney on here.
Oh wow,
'cause,
yeah. I see him all the time in DC.
Vance's mom worked with him before on a movie. And,
Oh yeah, was it Six Hearts?
Six Hearts, One Beat. And then, yeah, whatever. We'll give him a plug.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Right. But yeah, so maybe we'll try to get him on the show one of these days. But yeah, so
Yeah, Game of Thrones. It's really out there. HBO's got a problem on their hands though, because it's coming to an end.
so
Yeah, I
my
got
question.
attitude over that, man.
Yeah, what's
I can't.
what's next?
I'm not ready.
What's
I'm not ready
next?
to deal with
Macy
letting,
Williams, she's the actress Arya. She just posted on Twitter a couple days ago at least 7 tweets where she just put the ultimate hype
Yeah.
on season 7. I don't know if she saw it. She said,
I didn't see that.
just read it. Nothing can prepare you
Oh,
for this.
man.
It's about to be. I'm like, but you just gave us
the greatest.
the greatest
Right.
2 episodes of my
But
life.
you know, I believe it though.
I know,
I'm
I mean-
all in for Thrones. I'm all in because when I was introduced to it, there were already like 2 seasons in, and I'm a binge watcher by nature. So I was like, all right, I'm all in, and I started watching it. It was oversold to me and still lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
So even when it's like best ever,
Well, the thing is, you can't
I'm all in.
oversell it.
Yeah.
Number one, they're not covering enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, there's just
There's
so
many
much
storylines.
Yeah.
content that they
Yeah.
could be covering that they're trying to fit in
And
there.
they kill everybody. That's what really blew my mind. When Ned Stark,
R.I.P. Ned Stark.
It was the first episode, right?
Hey,
I was like,
listen.
it's over. The show has to end. And then after the Red
Honorable
Wedding, I was
Eddard
like, what
Stark.
madness is
Yeah,
this?
that
Like,
Red
they
Wedding.
kill everybody. They
Yeah.
have no respect of person.
Well, it seems like in Thrones, it's like if you're ever in a place where you are riding high,
Yeah.
you can expect to see that person on the bottom, and then vice versa.
Right.
That's
Because you
the
think
Lannister.
about like, well,
You're right.
Well,
Unless
They
you
always
was
pay
no.
their debts. They never go but so far down.
Well, I guess the King
Unless they die.
Lannisters weren't. They were actually Baratheons. So.
well, none of them were by
Well,
blood.
they were
Baratheon.
Lannisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
But now, I mean, it was all the kids are gone.
All the kids are
So,
gone.
spoiler
And she
alert.
said-
Sorry.
right.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Hashtag. Oh, you know what's crazy? So let's say
Actually,
mixing
you
Thro-
should already be watching Game of
Mixing
Thrones.
No
Thrones
excuse
with
for you.
Twitter. So I don't watch. I always watch it Monday morning. So I stay off Twitter on Sunday night.
Well, you can't get on any social
Yeah, you
media
can't.
with any of these shows
Yeah.
nowadays.
Oh, nah.
If it's a popular show,
Yeah.
I mean, people are just
Stay off
obsessed with
Twitter
talking about it.
All these
Monday morning,
doggone
yeah.
Twitter coats.
Right.
Well, I mean, with the thing with Twitter calls, and we didn't experience anything like this. Obviously, we didn't have social media,
Right.
didn't have smartphones, barely had internet. If you're somewhere by yourself watching TV or experiencing something, and you have this crazy thought, you can get immediate feedback,
Yeah.
or find somebody that's thinking the same thing.
Right.
It's
Right.
crazy. I mean,
Or
even
get
with
attacked.
Facebook, you're posting a thought, but you're not necessarily connecting
Right.
with somebody that's thinking the same way until
Right.
Twitter came along with the hashtag.
Right. I need to know your theories about Jon Snow. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying? Like,
exactly,
who is
yeah.
he really? And then it was all revealed. We all found out together.
Well,
Wow.
speaking,
Which is why it's so rapid and rabid. I mean,
yeah. Well, speaking of like theories, most of my theories with Game of Thrones have kind of like come to pass. Like as far as
Yeah.
Jon Snow, who's Jon Snow's father
Right.
and,
Yep.
and
Yep.
mother, and
I,
don't. Huh?
I really wasn't smart enough to think some of this stuff. I was just watching in amazement because I like brutality.
Right.
Blowing stuff up and stabbing people. So, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like, I like the mother of dragons sending her dragons to kill,
Hey.
the wise master.
Yeah.
Oh
That was
yeah,
cool.
that was
Yeah.
crazy.
So, I wasn't thinking like, wow, there's storylines here.
Yeah.
No, they're killing people, so I like
yeah,
it.
It's just barbaric at heart.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, speaking of barbaric, I've been a fan of the show since it came out. Also, The Walking Dead, huge fan.
TWD.
I tried to put Aaron on the show. He
Yeah.
gave me the blues
Not what?
on The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. I mean, and he talked about this on episode 1, I think. Y'all
Yeah,
can
he
run it back
did.
on the edits. This guy, I mean, he hit me with the shame routine. Shame.
Whatever, no.
Shame.
For
shame.
No. See,
I'm like, no, but it's
facts.
entertainment. Shame. I'm not watching those demons.
no. So
What?
No, I didn't.
Shame on
it
you.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Disgust me.
I'm not big into
We
I'm
know
not
you,
big
bro.
into gore, and so I didn't realize how in depth Walking Dead was. Like,
Yeah.
it's way beyond.
It's beyond just another zombie.
exactly.
thing, yeah.
And so just to
I was
watch it-
I was skeptical as well with
Shamers.
TWD.
Right.
Shameless.
I will admit.
yeah, I mean you may have the stomach for it. Like a lot of times when I see them eating somebody alive, I usually turn away. Like I can't sit there and just like, oh, I'm in amazement of it. Like
Well, no one does that.
Right.
Come on now.
Vash is like,
Well,
you can
apparently-
look now, honey.
It's okay, man. You can pull the blanket down. He's like,
I set myself up. For
You did.
Every bit of that.
No, but I thought it was. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just watch it in my corner and just feel bad
Whatever,
about
man.
myself.
Whatever.
I never mentioned it again. Then one day he was like, oh man, did you see the last Walking Dead episode? I'm like,
Hey, I mean,
okay.
hey,
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to get my wife to watch it, so he's like,
Same here.
"Oh, April is great. No, it's not about the zombies."
right now I
it's about
advocate
the
for it.
story.
Because they were on
story.
team put me down, for watching the show.
Whatever.
So
No,
no,
man.
I had to make sure I bring that
That's
up.
right.
I had to make sure I bring that up.
Hey,
But
you
Walking-
speak your truth, man.
Whatever.
But that's another fantastic show. They've still got a little bit more in the tank. They said they're going for 3-4 more seasons.
Well, I hope they kill Rick or his son.
No,
Hope.
Yeah.
you can't kill Rick. I got
Everybody can't be Game of Thrones, man.
Well,
right.
somebody
It's only one
else
Thrones.
should be Game of Thrones. But at least just kill the boy.
There's 3 people
sick
who
of the
need
boy.
to
No, he
survive.
redeemed himself. Look, he needed to
He
die
did
those
redeem
first couple
himself, yeah.
seasons.
He's not
but
as annoying as he was in the past.
He should die for those transgressions.
Was it not bad enough for him to lose his eye? Like, are you not satisfied with that?
Man, that's biblical.
No.
Hey, amen.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think that Walking Dead. The thing about these shows is that you got to have source material to be kind of great, right?
Right.
So Game of Thrones based on the books,
Right.
Walking Dead based on the comic.
Comic,
And
right.
they're following it. Whether they
Right.
stray a bit here and there,
Artistic liberties.
they pretty stay on course with the storyline and true to the characters and their representation. Then you have these spinoffs. So there's Fear the Walking Dead.
Anyone have
So-
dived in yet?
So underwhelmed.
I've watched
yeah.
most of
I finished season 1.
Twitter
I
told
couldn't
me.
make it through season 2.
Black Twitter told me not to watch it.
well, I will say, in the beginning, it was terrible, and it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
more of the women they cast on these shows are like super like unaware, and I'm like, come on now, people aren't really like that, but that annoys me sometimes. Like the mother on Fear the
Right.
Walking Dead. I don't know if y'all haven't.
Yeah.
watched it, so. But initially,
And I like her. She's Kim Dixon. She's a great actor. She was in House of Cards and
I was right.
she was in- and
She's a reporter.
Treme, which is a great show if you haven't seen
Yeah, I
that.
don't know about that. Treme, what is that? About?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh, it's not interesting.
She's got Bunk from The Wire.
Yeah.
He's the main character in it.
He's good.
Really?
He's from New Orleans, actually.
Yeah.
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 Funk is dope.
But
Yeah, not
he's a good
sidetrack, but
follow
yeah,
on Twitter.
the characters are very shallow, very unaware. The script, the writing, it's
Not
just
everyone
It's
can be
actually gotten
Michonne.
better. That's all.
It's gotten better, but it's still not all that good. It's still
Yeah,
pretty,
I mean it's a good
pretty
like.
average.
They're just riding the high of
Yeah.
of.
yeah. But I
Walking
was really looking forward to it because I thought it was going to be because when Walking Dead starts off, Rick goes to sleep, and we kind of miss
Right.
the
build up
Yeah.
and
the whole
So you
invasion.
wondered, yeah.
So I kind of thought, but they kind of skipped over it too. So
I would
Yeah.
rather have them done a spinoff with Shane, and then you see how that came up because I thought he was a great character.
Shane was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
And it was-
I love to see
Spoiler
him
alert.
on Daredevil when that came. Netflix is the new HBO. Hot take.
it is
Netflix
For
originals.
sure. I watch everything on Netflix.
originals.
On her dad.
I would have liked to see a Shane spinoff. But a lot of shows do that though. The spinoffs. I think even like Friends did that with Joey,
yeah.
and then even like
Yeah, Friends.
Seinfeld like tried to do that with. I think Elaine had a show maybe.
It's all about the dollar, huh?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
you got to see how much you can milk out of that cow.
You got
Right.
spinoffs. You've got the remakes with all these movies. I mean, the reboots are just
Rush Hour is starting up.
Rush Hour show, Lethal Weapon show. I mean,
I don't think I can take the
Yeah, I
rest
can't do that. Have you seen Lethal Weapon?
Nah.
It's just weird to me.
They're doing Training Day, but they're flipping it with Training Day. This time the bad cop is the white guy and the new young cop is the black guy. So it's like flipped.
I'll take it.
A win for us, huh? But
Nah,
win
man,
every
I
now and
need
again.
Denzel.
I don't know, man. I just these shows are so like time consuming
Yeah.
because
takes a commitment.
Yeah, it is a commitment, man, and it's just a lot to watch. But I enjoy it all.
Yeah. I mean, it's the new American pastime, right?
Right, sitting around the
Great
TV.
TV.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
Netflix is changing the game. I mean, they've really put these broadcast stations on their heels. I mean,
That's
I
true.
can be honest. Back in the day, I'm tuning in to multiple shows every week.
Lost.
Oh yeah,
There's no way I'm doing that now.
Lost had me all kinds of twisted.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but you know what? Lost and even Heroes, they were casualties of the writers' strike that
Yeah.
happened because it started off and then the writers' strike
Yeah,
occurred
the
and then
final
it fell
final
off
season of
hard.
Heroes was a
Episode of
disaster.
Lost was the worst television season I've ever seen in my life.
I wanted it to be great
and
too,
I watched every episode thinking something good was going to happen. It was awful.
and it wasn't.
yeah. That last episode like was trash. I can't believe we got to that solution. That was the end of it. Like I don't understand.
Crazy.
Taking it back to Twitter though, like, so my wife doesn't watch Thrones or Walking Dead, so I have
sorry
like
about that.
a community that I can talk to.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that's like
When
very
she
help-
shuts you down.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to watch that.
I
It's
don't
too
wanna watch
much. And
that.
I was like,
It's
hey,
too
I hear you.
much.
But we do have our own shows that we watch. So if I'm watching on Netflix, I'll do an episode or two, and I'll be like, hey, so Limitless, it's pretty good. I think you like it. Let's watch it together.
Uh-huh.
And then she'll start watching episodes ahead of me.
Ooh.
Man, she hates when I do
I'll be
that.
hurt. I know. I feel you. You're wrong. Don't do that.
No, because
Netflix adultery.
No, because I'm saying,
Media adultery?
I said, all right, yeah, let's watch this right now. Why are you just putting it on? I don't want to watch this right now. I don't want to put it. It was like, but you're sitting here. I mean, like we can just turn it on. While
Me
we're
and my
not
wife
doing
were like
it.
that with Suits
Really?
because I have Amazon Insta Video as well. Suits was really good.
Yeah, so there's so many shows I want to watch, and my wife is probably interested in all of them. Like there was this, I don't know if you guys ever seen Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
I was really, I
The
was like,
original or the remake?
the remake.
Okay.
I was like, there's no way she's not going to be into this. I'm
Right.
sitting there, I'm watching and getting through the first season. She peeks down. Ooh, what's that? Who's this? Who's that? That's all. So now I got to go and rewatch the whole thing. Same thing happened with Game of Thrones. Nothing's safe.
Yeah.
So if I got to watch it, maybe I
Yeah.
can't watch it in the house.
You gotta let her know.
Good old TV shows. So I know that Damo did not watch the Olympics, but what about you guys?
I watched like half
Listen.
of the second.
I'm
No interest in international
I am
sports.
so in
I'm un-American.
for the Olympics. I remember the first Olympics that really captivated me was '92 Barcelona. I remember it like it was yesterday. Watching Dream Team, I was a kid, and I've watched every single one intently ever since '92.
Well, all right. Well, since you're a follower of the coverage, how did you feel about NBC's coverage on the Olympics?
Underwhelming.
It was terrible.
Underwhelming.
He
Bob
was
Costas
setting you up.
does not
Yes.
do it for me anymore.
I wanted
I'm
you to say
sorry.
it was terrible.
Oh, sorry. Underwhelming is synonymous with terrible. Yeah, Bob Costas does not do it for me anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it had like a real like Hunger Game-ish feel to it.
I felt like it should have had.
I was just like, I was
May
like,
the odds forever be in your favor.
yeah, man. Just even like the backdrops they had, and the scenery,
Yeah.
and the transitions, and how they had that soft entrance to Bob Costas.
Yeah.
And it was just
It was like it was like when, so let's say you're watching like wrestling. And an old wrestler is coming out, and they still have his old music queued up. You know what I'm saying? And they just punch that old tape in and
Right.
play that intro music. It was like, is this '96 Atlanta all over again? Had the same exact feel.
I had an issue with the opening ceremony. Like every 2 seconds there was a commercial break,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get
Like it
through
was
it.
the Super Bowl. Like it was
Yeah.
first half of the Super Bowl.
They got to pay. They got to pay the bills. They paid a lot for that to be able to
They did.
have the rights to broadcast the Olympics. So that's a part of it. Now you mentioned the opening ceremony. The one time I did post while something live was happening. Big props to Brazil for
Yeah.
showing slavery
Yeah,
and the impact it had on their country and how it helped shape their country. And I just put a question out there. I was like, has any
Yes.
other country, put slavery as a part of their opening ceremony or highlighted
yeah.
it?
just
And I was
sweeping
like,
under
I
the
know
rug.
we
you know,
haven't.
it's-
For them to get the World Cup and then the Olympics
Yeah.
was huge for them. But like I don't know. I still hear a lot about like all the favelas and the issues there.
For them, unless you're pregnant.
Yeah, well, Zika virus. I mean, yeah, they had a lot of things going against them going into it, but I think with the amount of stuff that they were up against,
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty
No,
successful.
no,
personally think-
structures fell down.
I think somebody was trying to sasabotage them with that Zika stuff. To be honest,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's becoming a more widespread opinion that there was some type of tampering or
Yeah.
From what I understand, I heard this from a reporter who actually like covered it there. He said that the Olympics took place during Brazil's winter. He said he didn't see one mosquito because it's wintertime there. He was like, in February, for sure. He
Right.
was like, but in August, that's their wintertime. He's like, there were no mosquitoes. I was like,
Uh.
well, why didn't...
Good
why
point.
was
They
that
didn't
not-
advertise
yeah,
that or
yeah,
anything.
you
Of course
didn't.
not.
No.
Of course not. There's no fear in that.
Fear-mongering makes money.
Yeah, I mean, they were talking about the water and how there was fecal matter in the water and things like
Yeah.
that.
The NBA players were staying on a yacht.
Yeah, staying on a yacht, you know, and,
This is
and
OC,
just
man.
everyone, at least stateside, there was a lot of efforts to shame athletes for even wanting to participate. I remember one of I think it was a rower for, she was like, I'll row through poop for America. Just kind of like putting out like,
Dang.
this is our moment.
Yeah.
This is where we get to shine, where we can get endorsements and we,
Nah.
But that's the thing about the Olympics.
I'm not-
It's a
I'm
4-year
not rolling
thing.
through the Anacostia for
Not the
Hey,
area.
hey, the Anacostia has been cleaned up.
Oh,
You
what?
can still
I work in the Navy Yard.
Oh, bless
Okay.
your heart.
Right.
It looks much different than it did 20 years ago.
But still bad though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
still,
mean,
I still have
it's time to
fear
go.
of a third eye coming out when I come out the water or
If it
something.
touches me, I'm still going to amputate that part of my body.
Hey, they have docks there now.
What's,
People
what
roll
was
through.
that line on Walking Dead? It was like tainted meat.
Tainted
meat.
My man Bob, also from The Wire,
Yeah,
Also from-
yeah.
briefly.
briefly. There were a couple. Continue. So, we can go back to
No,
talking about.
please
There
do.
were a couple people in The Wire that were from that were in The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The Wire is up there.
Yeah.
One of the
For
greatest
sure.
shows
One of the
of all
great ones.
time. And really,
Top two, for sure.
one of the shows that really had an overarching storyline that
Yeah.
from season to season,
Yeah,
Between
they
that-
did the docks, they
Yeah.
did political corruption,
Yeah.
they did
Yep.
the police, they did corner boys, they did
Yeah.
the school system. They really took a
Yeah, the media reporting fake
multifaceted-
stories.
Right, the media a multifaceted approach into really looking at this city and just some of the problems you see in cities as a whole. So
Well,
they did an excellent job.
Every time I see Michael K. Williams, I always say, "Here come Omar, y'all."
Omar.
oh my,
But speaking of The Wire and Baltimore, Carmelo Anthony, he was a real winner in the Olympics. He
Yeah,
got a
he went to the
lot of
final.
press time playing basketball
Oh,
in the
sure.
favelas, and he talked about how because the neighborhoods get such a bad rap. They talk about the crime,
Right.
and he was talking about, "Hey, I feel home here." He was talking about how that felt, sort of like Baltimore. He felt like home, and he was like, he did a lot of press there, and I think that was a win for him, which is great because. He plays for the Knicks, and that'd probably be the only significant win
Well, it
they'll
didn't.
ever get.
But you,
also for Melo, he was great during the Olympics.
Oh,
But did you see the meme where they were saying
Exactly,
that the
that's
New
what
York
I'm
Knicks
saying.
would like to trade
Yeah.
for Team USA Carmelo
Yeah.
Anthony?
It's terrible.
Hey,
Yeah,
shoot
it
your
was.
shot, Melo.
Right.
Shoot
But yeah,
your
the
shot.
only I think USA basketball player to get 3 gold medals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very impressive.
But the other issue I had with the Olympics was the fact that only thing I really saw was swimming, track and field, and basketball.
Well, you had to go to an auxiliary NBC channel.
I mean, yeah, I would see them, but
Volleyball,
I mean
Yeah, there was
volleyball, right?
volleyball,
Yeah, but it
volleyball.
wasn't
gymnastics.
like
Gymnastics.
gymnastics.
It's the
how
big
many
five.
sports? How many sports is in the Olympics? It has to be over 100.
A
Well,
lot.
here's the
And-
thing. Those are the most popular sports. They're going to get replays during the prime time hours that you're watching.
Well,
Unless
maybe-
you're watching it all the time, you're going to miss all the
Yeah,
other
and then
stuff.
it has to
And
be-
on the ancillary networks
Yeah.
that is going.
I just felt like this should
NBC
have been a little
Sports
more
South.
balanced because I know when I look
It's a little bit of archery too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
when
when I
other
look
two-
to
it was an
Olympics,
intense archery match.
Yeah.
when I
And
look
then-
to Olympics, I look to see like the diversity of the sports and stuff. Maybe that's just
Yeah,
me.
well, they're
Yeah,
looking
well,
for
it's-
human interest stories. So you had the lady from America, Muhammad, who was a fencer,
Yes.
who wore with the hijab.
Yeah.
So that was like it had to be a
that was
story.
that called hijab. I never
I
knew
believe
that.
so, or Hajib. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong.
No, I'm ignorant to it. I don't know
but
at all.
no, that was a human interest story. It showed a lot of diversity.
Right.
So it was, it was focused. It was focused on. So it had to. If it wasn't those main gymnastics, swimming, track, basketball, it had to be like a story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there were a couple countries where they had their first medals
Yeah.
ever. You know,
I
those,
guess-
those type
Right.
of things get highlighted. Now, if you're only watching the highlights, you're not going to see
No, I've
all
watched.
the
I watched a
coverage.
good portion of it because
The judo was good. So you got to get to those like NBC 4.
The ancillary,
Like,
like, yeah.
yeah. They had all the other sports.
yeah, man. Well, that wasn't the only. I guess since we were talking about stories and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
The
well,
other
there was a
significant things
clear
happened?
major,
There was some other-
major distraction that took place.
Other things are going. What was the name you gave him?
Mr. Lion Lochte.
Lion Lochte.
Lochte.
Line locked in.
Yeah.
So I mean, for those who don't know, Lion Lochte, aka Ryan Lochte, we'll give him that full name, his
Right.
his full name. But he decided to get drunk and go to a gas station and tear doors down and disturb the peace and
Public urination.
public urination, and then fly off, go back to America, and lie about the story. And actually, didn't he lie about it there, and then got on the
Yes.
plane
Yeah.
and left?
Yes.
And then lied about it again when Matt Lauer interviewed him.
Yeah.
Lied about it to his mama.
Right,
That was the
Told
first lie.
everybody- Yeah.
Yeah.
And a mom
You don't lie to
reported
your
it.
mama.
crazy.
He would have been fine if he didn't lie.
Yeah,
Just think about it. No one's talking about what he actually did because no one cares.
Right.
They care that he lied about it.
right.
And Brazil said, "You're not getting away
Yeah.
trashing us,
Right.
bro." So, and then the whole reception, the media coverage, calling him a young kid,
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
he's
that
30
makes no
years old.
30.
32.
32
Right?
years old.
32.
Yeah, come on.
saying
The IOC, that was the IOC statement.
exactly.
Just a couple of kids having fun.
A couple of kids.
Imagine
having
if
fun.
that was Carmelo.
Oh, it was trash then.
I mean,
He would have been a thug.
Yeah. He would have been.
You saw the way Gabby was handled
Yeah.
for not putting her arm.
Actually, I felt sorry for Gabby, man. They were going after her.
Yeah.
Man.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I felt sorry for a ponytail.
So you're the problem. You're the problem.
Hashtag problem.
right. Leave that little girl alone, man.
Yeah, that struggle tail. All right.
struggle
Struggle
to.
tail.
That's the same type of ponytail we talked about people in high school.
It's true.
The
I'm
snatchback.
They ain't getting off scot
She can't talk about your ponytail though.
Exactly. About my beard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's crazy that the Lochte thing is the biggest story for swimming when Phelps is the most decorated Olympian
Yeah.
ever.
I'm telling you, Phelps
You had
is
the black
perfectly fine with that.
Simone.
Yeah. Oh,
She won a medal.
Oh, Simone
first ever.
Biles?
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the
Biles.
swimmer.
Oh,
the
yeah.
other
Some,
Yeah,
right,
so it's
right,
like
right.
all that is happening. Ledecky, who's from Maryland, you know what I'm saying? And like all these first time things are happening. This is like, but all we're talking about is Lochte.
Right. Well, speaking
Out
of
of the
Maryland,
swimming.
I think either it's gold medals or medals in general. Maryland, only 5 countries had more medals than Maryland itself, and
That's
I think
very
that's
good.
a huge accomplishment, man.
I heard someone.
shout out to Maryland.
Yeah, so you know how, like, the Olympics are obviously every 4 years. How would you guys feel if there was a within like United States? This is not my idea. I heard somebody say this.
That's actually
if
pretty
there,
awesome,
each
man.
if there was a Olympics
going.
within us, and it was you represented your state instead of the
I think
country.
that would be awesome. I think that would be
I
awesome.
mean, they have competitions. I mean, national competitions.
watch that.
So
Yeah, but
I don't think
No,
they're
but-
representing their state.
Yeah, but you
though.
were
Yeah.
like instead of like the USA uniform, it would be Maryland or
Oh, so, like,
Texas,
have the
California.
Terps uniform. on.
No, the state.
the state.
Well, I know
flag.
they like wear
Yeah.
the flag
Yeah.
on that sometimes. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be a pretty
I'm
interesting.
gonna watch it because the Olympics are every 4 years. I just like watching competition.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then have a bunch of eventually have Hunger Games in.
Yeah.
Why does he always
And the
keep going
Maryland,
back to Hunger Games?
and the Maryland will win.
I don't know, man. That Olympics, man. It's just. I felt like it was a
Oh.
tribute about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, but the guy, he had platinum hair, you know. Then during his apology interview, it was back to like brown. It was just.
Yeah, they asked him why. He lied. He said, "I don't know."
Did you
Oh,
see
are you
Al?
serious?
Did you see
See,
Al
Al
Roker?
Roker-
Al Roker went
Al Roker
off,
went
yo. It was
He
funny.
did.
He's, but he's not a young
And
kid.
he tried to calm himself down at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
That means we about to scrap after the.
See me with the hands.
It reminded me of the old Dave Chappelle skit where the guy was like, "I didn't know I couldn't do that." It's just like, and just like, oh, okay. And, but
Is
you
that
have
frowned
people
upon?
like
Right.
I've heard people defend it and been like, "It's not a big deal," but it is a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a big lying is a big deal.
Yeah.
You can't do
Lying
false
on an
police
international
reports.
stage.
And then I guess his buddies who were in cahoots with him had to pay $10,000.
Yeah, they got caught up. They pulled them off an airplane.
Yeah.
You can pay a charity to get out of a persecution or prosecution. I mean,
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was listening to the radio, the sports radio, and one of the guys was like, "That's a small price to pay in comparison to all the kids in Brazil who have to pay taxes on this Olympics that they
Yep.
are $2 billion in
Right.
deficit over."
Yep.
And I thought that was an interesting perspective of it. Like we try to brush this off as, oh, it's nothing, you know. all that
Yeah,
kind of
just a
stuff.
couple guys having fun, having a good
Right.
time.
Right, but-
Lying.
Couple of bros.
A couple of bros. Yeah.
But they put on this grand thing for the world, and they went into debt for it, and you can't even respect them by not trashing them in that way. And so it's, I mean,
This crazy because like the perspective of Brazil with the crime and the favela, City of God and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie by the way, City of God. And then so his lie was to intentionally like exploit that
Right.
that perspective.
Right.
So it's like, oh, what you thought about Brazil, like your idea of it without knowing. He like preyed on that and be like, oh yeah, crooked police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what my lie is gonna be. It's like that's not okay. It's horrible.
But what? He was never questioned about what happened. Like, why did he feel like he had to start this story? That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, that level of entitlement, you know, that
Absolutely. And that's exactly what.
maybe he wanted to strengthen his Tinder profile or
His
something.
privilege.
Yeah.
He wanted.
But you
Oh,
saw
be
he
macho.
lost all of his endorsements.
Well,
Yeah, but he
he's
just
going to
got-
be
he
on
just got
Dancing with the
another one, though.
Stars, right?
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars. He got an invite. I don't know if it was rescinded, but
Yeah, but he's probably gonna be on Dance with the
Yeah, well,
Stars.
he
Yeah.
lost. So he lost 4, but then he just gained another one.
another one.
I think they were probably just trying to exploit him in
Yeah,
his
well, yeah, I
situation and get
No
free
such thing as
advertisement.
bad press, right?
Yeah, because I didn't. It was a
That's a
company I
Kardashian way.
had never known. Of.
The Kardashians, they are a multi-million-dollar empire.
I have no idea how they got there either.
We could
Ray
talk
J
about
does.
that. We could go down the timeline, but I'd rather not.
Right. Yeah.
No, but I mean,
Let's see where they
like,
got their start. Huh? That's funny. But all right, well, now the Olympics over and football season's coming up. And me and Dama talked about it last episode a little bit, but I know we can go into a little more depth because I do have my commissioner here of fantasy football,
Commish.
commish.
and Marcus was supposed to be a part of
Yeah,
it.
it's the same commission that kicked me out the league. So.
Hey.
Hey, you get with the
I
program.
had no idea.
We
that it was
invited
so
we
serious.
invited the brother, and there were some communication mix-ups, and
Yeah.
he did not know the draft was occurring on a certain day, and he was
Did not know the draft was.
Summarily booted.
There was no technology involved in the draft. I was unaware that we were still living in the dark ages. So I got
Yeah, no
booted.
internet,
Yeah.
really.
No
my
internet.
assistant commissioner took the L on that one. You know,
Yep.
Paper
I-
draft.
I communicate.
be in person.
I communicate with a velvet glove, but I rule with an iron fist.
That's funny. But now that fantasy football is here, how many teams do you guys have?
One.
One.
Let me tell you, a few years ago, what's it, man, maybe like 10 years ago, I was like, all right, it's fantasy time. Let me do fantasy basketball.
Oh yeah.
Worst decision of my
And
life.
so no, the worst is fantasy baseball.
My intro into fantasy sports was fantasy basketball back in 2000.
Yeah,
my
that's
junior-
probably around the same time I did.
My
I'm
junior
like,
year in high school,
I'm
I've been
changing
playing
lineups every
I've been
day.
playing ever since. I'm 16 years in the game. I'm down to 3 teams from 8 last year. Trying to be more balanced in my life, keep my wife happy.
You notice he said 8.
8.
keep his wife happy and go to 3.
She's my number one. Shout out to my wife.
Me having 3. I was originally trying to have 2, but then my job they had 1, and they kept saying, "Oh, you should do it, you should do it." And I was like, "Okay," and so now I have 3.
Yeah, one of my 3 is work related.
Yeah,
So
2, 1 is work.
yeah, man.
got to talk trash at work.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the day go by faster.
I don't like it because it's when they have them in different, like there's CBS Sports and then there's the
Yahoo,
Yahoo one.
ESPN.
So the one at work, they were like, "Yeah, we're using CBS." I'm like,
Nah.
"That's another app I have to use."
Another
you know?
app.
Like, I'd rather just stay in one app. So I was like, "All right, I'm just doing one this year."
Yeah, well, fortunately, all of mine are in Yahoo, so I don't
Yeah,
have to worry about that.
same here.
Because I won't do NFL.com or CBS or
The
yeah, I'm with
ESPN
you.
one is okay,
Is it?
Like,
I've
yeah,
never done
it's-
that one.
That was
It's
one of
okay.
the 8.
but yeah. Well, last year I had I think 4 Yahoo
So, get down.
and then three ESPN and then 1 CBS.
Oh man.
Hey, I'm not
That's-
okay. I'm
yeah,
not proud of this, by the way. Okay, I'm smiling, but I'm not
This-
proud of this.
This is an intervention.
yeah, right.
So John, how does it make you feel?
Right.
to
It's like
have
I'm
8?
comfortable, knowing that people know that much about me.
That's funny. So who do you think? You're not the number one pick in our league.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I
So we
don't
can-
like the number 1 pick.
I don't either. But who
Yeah.
do you think is going to go number 1?
Well, I feel like in fantasy sports, like some of the rules that you grew up with, like go running back, that's starting to
out the door,
change.
man.
I'm thinking Antonio Brown is a good number 1 pick. For him, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback.
Right.
You toss it up. He's a crazy athlete. If not him, Julio. But Julio's injury history
Yeah.
always makes me a little nervous. But
So you're
There-
gonna reach for OB?
no.
Oh, any
No.
reason why? I mean,
Um,
when I get that feeling.
You ain't talking about that kind of reach.
no, not that type of reach.
Just to bring that up,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, Odell Beckham has been, in the limelight over the last year or two
Yeah,
because of his sexual orientation.
alleged.
Alleged
Yeah.
sexual
Yeah.
orientation. Which, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with whatever you want to do and all. But it was just weird the other day. I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see a video.
Did you do a scroll down?
Scroll down. Inside joke. Notice they're not saying anything. They don't know anything about it.
Inside joke on a podcast.
Yeah, that always hits, right?
That works.
The
Right.
people love that.
Anyway, scrolling down and
As opposed to scrolling up.
or scrolling up, whatever way you want to go. And Odell's Beckham.
Are you an index finger or a thumb scroller?
Okay, what are we talking about?
There's actually there's science behind
I'm
that. 'cause
index. I like the.
It shows like
Yeah,
what's
it's
part
like-
of the brain is actually. No, I'm making that up.
Yeah, my left. You see, I'm left brain. Okay.
Right. You creative, huh? But no, so I'm watching the video, and then I play the sound, and he's singing "When I Get That Feeling, I Need Sexual Healing," but he's
In a hot tub.
in a hot tub, and then all of a sudden, some dude pops up out of the water, and I'm like,
Ascends, rises
Yeah.
Out of the bubbles.
Yeah.
from the bubbles.
Maybe he's getting baptized.
okay,
That's what you want to call it.
Benefit of the doubt. No.
A baptism of sorts.
I'm saying. He did. The song has the word healing in it. I don't know.
It does.
All right. Let me
Prefaced
sit.
by the word sexual, so I don't know how we got to the baptism.
you know what?
Hashtag no chill.
Whatever
No
floats his
chill.
boat. It was just interesting. I mean, like, I know that he has had issue with people talking about his sexual
No, that-
orientation.
Well, does he have
That
issue
was
with it?
staged.
I don't think he ever addresses it.
I thought he did address it at one point, or maybe he didn't.
I don't
Or maybe
recall.
he owning it then. I guess.
That was a staged video for humor. It had to be.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, if anything, it drives up his stock value. People talking about him again. All this stuff. Everybody's trying to create a brand nowadays.
Yeah, I just know. I mean, if it was a staged video,
It's clearly
pretty
staged. I
funny.
mean,
Yeah.
it's staged. I mean, but would you do that stage video?
I wouldn't.
So
I
it's
don't
still
have the
some
same
question.
motives as Odell Beckham. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
not trying to
people
baptize
question
him, huh?
like when people are like, people wondering, is he this? Is he that? It happens in other realms. Young Thug just dropped the album. He's in
Right.
like a dress.
Yeah.
And he's another person that people are always like, well, what is he? What is so? In order to create more questioning, more controversy, you do things like that
Right.
because you remain in the public
It
eye.
reminds me of Chris Bosh. You know how he
Exactly.
he used to do-
Feeds into
he
it.
would feed
Yeah.
into it. Yeah, that's funny.
But I mean, this ties back into the Twitter and the Twitter cults. Like, you get immediate reactions.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Like, now you're trending.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
isn't that a
trending.
goal, right?
Right.
So you drop your album cover. Now everyone's talking about your album.
Yeah.
Regardless whether they're talking about the music,
The music or not. Yeah.
Your
But people
name is
talk.
out there.
He said he like a fancy rating. This young guy. Oh man, I never knew about Young Jock. Is he new or something? Is he-
Young Jock?
No, Young Jock. He
I
had that song. It's
Nah,
going down.
damn.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
The one song he had.
Well, yeah, well, that's what
No, that
happens.
was Young Thug who the Fancy Rating, but Young Jock
Jock.
is the
Young
Jock
the
had
dude
the-
with the part.
The
Young
perm
Jock
part.
broke the internet with the 5 Heartbeats kid.
The
They
Keisha
They
Pam.
said
Yeah.
they said to him, they said he looked like the aunt who can't nobody tell nobody nothing because she got her Lexus or something
Yeah.
like that. And then they compared it to the Popeyes lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet,
Oh.
the internet with the memeing, the superimposing of the faces. That was the
Savagery.
easy one.
Yeah.
That was the easy one.
What kills me is that it happens so fast.
With the quickness.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
I didn't realize people were as skilled
galore.
with Photoshop. Like
Yeah.
it blows me away.
You
Some
can
of the
do a-
detail.
You can do a lot of that stuff on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I know you already. The Jordan meme has been covered, but that's the goat to me of
Yes. it
of
is.
faces. I have that
Which
app on
is
my
crazy
phone.
because I feel like these memes are cyclical. Like they'll come, they'll go. The Jordan meme has never left,
No.
and I'm never tired of
Yeah.
it.
Michael
Like,
Jordan, man.
I-
Who
Right.
doesn't
There you
care?
go. Michael
Jordan
Jordan.
meme.
It's funny, Tony Romo got hurt. Obviously,
Come on.
it was
man.
it was.
Well,
it
this
was-
the sky
you wanna
blue?
st-
is this a cowboy?
Yeah,
Scott's
Cowboys
blue.
fan.
I'm
Oh
sick
yeah.
of him. I would like him to go down and just retire.
You only say that because Dak Prescott is like balling
No,
out.
I've been sick of Tony Romo. I want him to go. 'cause
Hey,
I'm sick
quality
of
of life. He got to let it go. He should be able to walk
yeah.
around for the rest of his life.
Do you really care about him like that?
Huh? What's that, man?
It's funny because they show an X-ray of him, and then they show his spine, and they had Michael Jordan meme face on his spine. Oh no!
He got injured
Another
like 2
cowboy
minutes
had
into
a
the
Michael
game.
Jordan mean face.
Right? 2 minutes into the game, he got hurt.
Yeah, it was 2-3 plays. Yeah.
Your boy when he had his shirt rolled up.
Oh no! Yeah. Okay. No. So bring it back to fantasy football. How,
So, see,
Ezekiel Elliott, rookie running backs. Like that's always like to grab a rookie running back. Like back in the day, I had a real the year Chris Johnson was a rookie. That was like a
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
draft. I drafted him. I think I won that
Who did I
year.
have? I had Doug Martin one year. He
Yeah.
went
Yeah,
off.
it-
Almost won the championship. That year.
I had Todd Gurley last year.
Yeah, rookie running backs are such a big factor,
Yeah.
and
I think around 5.
it's hard
they
to
projected
say.
him, Ezekiel. to
Yeah,
go
no,
in
they
the first
talking about
round.
he's.
I wouldn't.
I've seen him a lot of
But
first
the thing
round.
is, like,
Because
you
I'm a
got
Cowboys fan, I think that's a jinx. So I
Sure.
wouldn't do
Yeah,
it.
true.
yeah.
Well,
I try not to do it.
their offensive line. Let me take my Washington
hat?
Skins
Oh.
head off for a second. The Cowboys have a really good offensive line,
Yeah.
but they
World
also.
class.
I'm not taking Ezekiel that high because Alfred Morris is still there. They're gonna. Everyone does committee now.
Yeah.
Everyone does committee except the Steelers
Yeah.
until they hurt Le'Veon Bell again.
Zeke is
Zeke is gonna be the feature
preferred
back.
option.
Yeah, he's gonna be the feature back.
You saw? Did you see Cam Chancellor put that thing on him though? Welcome to the NFL.
I missed that.
Well,
Well, it seemed like
Yeah.
Ezekiel got the best of
I think he
him.
got the best of them too.
I don't know. Did
Hey,
you see
that's
Cam
some leverage
at
on that-
Cam
on
had
that.
an interview? He would say he was playing with him.
I heard.
Cam said if it was a real game, he would have, went full burn.
Put that thing
But I
on
also
him.
heard he said that he wasn't expecting him to lay the
Yeah.
lay his head down like
went at
that.
him.
Yeah,
That was a good.
Sorry, I'm not respecting the rookie. You got to earn that
right.
Yeah.
during the regular season. We'll see.
I don't know. He seemed like to me. He seemed like he'll be another run-of-the-mill running back who come out.
Yeah,
and,
like he'll probably
Maurice-
have like 6 or 7 touchdowns, but
Yeah.
they're gonna do committee. They, after they ran, what's the name to the ground? He's with the Titans now. DeMarco Murray.
Oh, right. Right
You
up to the
know,
ground.
they ran him into the ground.
Come on now. You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
They ran him.
I think he could have had another year at the top if he would have stayed around.
Yeah.
But y'all don't want to keep him around.
Yeah.
He was asking too much.
Well, Big Jerry, only pays
He
certain
plays no games.
type of people.
Oh, you can go.
Right.
You have to be a certain kind of man for Jerry to pay
You
you.
do.
Right.
That's
Can I also mention my wife? We were following from the beginning. She has loved the mug progression. Every time she's like, "Oh, I wish they would change those cuts." Oh, look, they got the nice mug. Oh, they got the personal. So hashtag mug progression.
Hey,
It was,
Mug
mug
progression.
we gotta get some more. So next time when we have guests,
Yeah.
or next time you guys come on,
Mug
y'all have
progression.
some. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get some paraphernalia, man. We're gonna have some T-shirts, some more
Right.
hats, and
If you want any paraphernalia, let us know.
Blankets for Aaron to hide under while
Oh
watching
my
Walking
God.
Dead.
It ain't that bad. It's just like those.
Off with his head.
The one scene that really got me was when, and maybe it's more so because I was connected with him. Is like Herschel when he got killed. I couldn't watch that.
Herschel
Man.
wasn't out. That horse was bad. When they ate that horse, that was like, whoa.
Yo.
That's funny. So thank you for joining the Reckless Podcast. Thank you, John and Marcus.
sure.
Damo,
Thanks
as
for having
always.
Pleasure and honor.
Great time.
It was
Talk about the realms.
pretty interesting episode, man. But be on the lookout for a giveaway. We're gonna be doing that lately. You know, we need to boost up our subscribers, get some more
Sure.
likes.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Please comment.
Do it.
Please.
We respond sometimes.
Right.
When we see
No
it.
guarantee.
But make sure you guys keep tuning in. We appreciate you. Out.